place. Now on this airplane, the wire had to go from spar to spar. So what I'd come up with an idea, just like we do on the Stearman, pick up on your spar down here and come straight up and make the center of the spar the load bearing point. One night somebody talked to me in the middle of the night and said, Clint, you better look at the real jennies because you're fixing to get in trouble. Because if you pull from the middle of the spar this direction, you're putting an uneven load on the spar. The way they did on the real jenny was put a plate under this plate right here, and they call this now a socket. And it can pull any direction you want. The load bearing is right there now. This load comes down here, it goes out that way, out this way, and it's picked up right there inside and goes both ways. What I'm trying to say is we had to keep away from the modern engineer and go back to the drawings that they had from the real jenny. And I think it's going to be a 5+3 G airplane. And I'd originally had the idea of doing air shows, but that's out of the window. But I'm real proud of all the work that everybody with the EAA has done on it. It would not be an airplane ever if it wasn't for the EAA.
It's beautiful. So are your bungees and everything, is that original Jenny design or is that a new?
No, the bungees on the Jenny were original. Well, that's what they had, was bungees. But they did not have brakes on the bungee.
Yeah, and I don't think they had disc brakes either, did they?
No, they did not. But this was originally designed, thought of to be an air show airplane and taxied on big runways and be a good flyable airplane. So originally the bungee, instead of going around up here, went around the axle. We put this on up here, and this stuff has a little more bearing surfaces than the original. They all had a loop up here to let the axle go up and down in. But they did not have this because this keeps the axle from rotating. This piece of pipe through here rides on this portion and keeps it from rotating.
I see.
So that's what the disc brake ties to. This spring in here is an addition because just like the Citabria, you have a landing spring and then a taxi spring. So this should be running pretty much up here when we get the right bungees on it. And the original Jennies didn't have this. But as I say, this is my airplane. I call her Jenny. It's not a Jenny. There's an awful lot about it that's not like the JN4s or anything. But my original idea was to have an airplane that I could fly air shows in, and when I landed, people would say, well, that looks like an old-time airplane. 18 airplane. It might remind you more of a standard D1 or who knows what.
So when you register it, what model number are you going to give it?
It'll be registered as a J34D. That'll be the model. The N number will be 2729 Juliet.
Is that a significant number?
Only that it's my birthday and Marge's birthday.
That's significant.
And I would have messed.
Those are old numbers, aren't they?
I don't know about that now, timer. But I'm really pleased with the help we got from everybody. Berlin Bates will welded up that fuel tank on the wing there, and it has clearances of like 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch all around. In fact, the top of it is the airfoil, the top of the fuel tank.
Wow.
The paint is on the aluminum that separates the fuel from the air, outside air. Over what this real Jenny would have had. The real Jenny engine, the OX5 or the Hall Scott, weighed over 450 pounds.
Wow.
This weighs less than 200.
So you had to put a lot of arm out there, didn't you?
Yeah. I extended the arm and then we'll put lead up there.
Wow.